Everyone, my name is Master David. Today I've got my client Reeves with me. And Reeves, would you like to briefly share about yourself, and then at the same time maybe can share with the audience what is your first impression of Imperial Harvest?
Hi everyone, my name is Reeves. I'm a pop piano teacher. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I first visited Imperial Harvest because I was sort of like low on confidence when it comes to my job. I had a lot of questions and things like that. First impression with Imperial Harvest was a very, very positive one. So first off, I visited different Feng Shui master in the past. And the first time I saw Master David, he just had this very different aura that I knew that, this guy is just different. I don't know how to tell you. You can come down and have a look yourself. He listens. He didn't interrupt anything that I've said. And most importantly, I feel that he was not being judgy. A lot of the Feng Shui master, they will look at, for example, my bazi and tell me things like, 你这个不好啦, 那个不好啦, and things like that would really hit me because I'm somebody who doesn't have a lot of confidence to begin with. So Master David, he will use a very different tone, a very different way to tell me things that were not very ideal in my life. And not only that, he also provided a solution to that. So I think that was very important. Rather than just telling you things that you cannot change, he offered you solutions.
Imperial Harvest, I think we always like to take on an approach that is different when it comes to working with new clients like Reeves. First of all, we always begin every client journey with a comprehensive and detailed free bazi consultation. A lot of time, most people's impression about free bazi consultation is that, is it going to be brief? Is it going to be something that's just touch and go? Or is it going to just be sharing some basic stuff? Actually, it's different. For Imperial Harvest, we did a very, very detailed analysis for every single new client. When you come on board, we always emphasize on the thoroughness and the comprehensive aspects about all the bazi chart that we want to share. And Reeves, would you like to share your first experience with the consultation?
What I truly felt different with Imperial Harvest was how thorough it was. So the first thing that I came in was they got my bazi, and then they did this very, very nice chart that Master David pointed out a few things that really stood out. So the first thing that he pointed out was that I'm somebody who always had to work very hard for my money. I know that everybody works hard for their money, right? But for me, I always felt that I had to push through a lot more to get to where I want to be. So for instance, I'll put in a lot more effort, but I just felt that a lot of those efforts were not really being rewarded in a certain way. So the second thing was that he did mention something along the line of once I have a kid, things will become a little bit smoother. So true enough, when my daughter was born, I felt, things were going through up until a certain point whereby it hits a stumbling block then before I visited Imperial Harvest. So the third thing was that he actually mentions during that certain period, I will have certain hardship. And he also shared how I can navigate through that difficult period. Also, right after the consultation, Master David's assistant Erica, she also mentioned that during a certain period, I might have some health issue. That totally blew me away because honestly, they wouldn't have known. So it was a very minor health issue, but she was able to point that out, and she was even able to point out a certain month in which that happens. So I think it's quite amazing how they would be able to know all these things.
I think a lot of time, Imperial Feng Shui, we hold ourselves in different position when it comes to comparing a classical Feng Shui. I think we place a very strong emphasis on giving our client a very comprehensive analysis, because before we can provide any solution, it really boils down to how thorough the analysis can be in order to help our client really gain a proper and thorough understanding of their situation before they embark on an Imperial Harvest journey. So Reeves, I remember you got your Imperial Harvest Treasure in May 2023. Soon after that, 1 month later, you got your Imperial Harvest Home Treasure, which is a clear quartz piece. What changes have you experienced so far?
When I first gotten this ammonite, in general, the overall energy I felt was very positive. For some reason, this brings a lot of calmness to me, and it helps me to really calm down, and I felt that I appreciate things a lot more. I really do feel that a very huge difference in terms of my energy level as well. Like last time, if I were to teach 6-7 lessons a day, I'll be quite exhausted. But now I can go on for about 10 to 12 lessons a day, and I still have the energy to do recordings right after my work. Like last night, I recorded until 2 a.m. Yeah, about my work and all those things. And I wasn't feeling lethargic or anything like that. So it has to be something else that helps me with all the energy. Yeah. A previous Feng Shui master that I've engaged told me that the overall Feng Shui of my house was very good, but quite frankly, I didn't feel that way. Engaged Master David to take a look because I'm really curious how it's really like. So he did point out a few areas whereby it wasn't very ideal. He told me that some changes can be made. So one of the main reasons why we got the picture was that because it was very beautiful. If you look at the crystal that Imperial Harvest uses, the quality of the treasures, even the white instone that recently I purchased, you can see all the details, everything. You know that those are high quality stuffs. I experienced a lot of positives because I place it in my workplace. So whenever things were a bit rough, things were a bit tough, it's sort of like it calms me down. On top of that, I started to make a lot more money compared to previously. Honestly, it's not really very common in my industry. And there was this particular issue that I've been trying to solve to do my marketing work. For some reason, I just woke up one day and I just suddenly found a solution. So I embarked onto that, and soon enough, more businesses followed and things became a lot better. Recently, I sold my previous place. We visited about 30 places. I actually was so tired about looking for houses and all those things. I told my PQ that 我找到很累啊，你帮我找。And true enough, the next day we actually managed to find the house that we like. And after that, I invited Master David to take a look at my new place. And he mentioned that my new place, the Feng Shui was really good. It's just great. Like when I needed help, the right people came along. I felt a lot more positive, and everything just flows very nicely. I can honestly tell you that they are worth every penny.
This is also what Imperial Harvest we pride ourselves for as well. We always believe in providing clients with superlative quality products. At the end of the day, the kind of quality that you use will be reflected and manifested in the form of results and the breakthroughs that our client would experience. What most of our clients do share with us, they have experienced very good, breakthroughs in their business. I think that's also reflected in, Reeves' growth and progress. Imperial Harvest, we really pride ourselves for providing our client with lifelong customer service support. That's also one of the differentiating factor when it comes to working with clients from different walks of life.
Okay, so far I've been super happy with all the support that I've been getting. When I got my first home, I had to video call Erica to help me to pick and choose a wallpaper. Yeah, so she did that for me. Erica actually came over to help me with the renovation ritual. And that was literally like hours before her flight. So I felt so bad, but she made it over. She came over, she helped me with the renovation ritual. So once the whole reno is over, the moving in ritual, Master David actually came over with Erica to help me with the ritual as well. So I think these are the things that make you feel very different, because honestly, like if you were to engage like another Feng Shui master, right, they will say, oh, Feng Shui ritual, reno ritual, probably they might charge you like this amount. Then, but in Imperial Harvest, I don't have to worry about them doing such stuff. So I think it's great. Yeah. Some of the other stuff, like I think just about a couple of weeks ago, I actually did a Grab Express of some of the old amulets that my parents got for me, but they have been around for years already, and I want to make sure that they have been sort of like settled properly. So I sent it over to Master David to 帮我画掉. So these are the things that I know that whenever I encounter any issues, I can count on Imperial Harvest. So he took time to listen to me and made me feel that Imperial Harvest truly cares for their clients. On top of that, actually something that doesn't really happen to me, it happened to one of my friends whom I referred to Master David was, I think she told Erica that there were some issues with her work. So Master David did a reading for her. She felt a lot better right after that. So these are the things that Imperial Harvest does for you.
An Imperial Harvest journey means a partnership with myself and my team of consultants. What you get at the end of the day is a lifelong commitment to work with you through every change in your life. The way we see ourselves is more like a partner, an advisor, a friend to our client, supporting them through every milestone and helping them to achieve different goals, be it short-term, mid-term, and long-term. I remember one moment during another review session I've done with you was that you showed me a Google Calendar, before and after Imperial Harvest.
Yeah.
Before Imperial Harvest, it was 1 quarter filled. After Imperial Harvest, it was fully filled, from morning to night. And Reeves was just prior to the interview, was just sharing with me that he taught his student until like 11:30 p.m. And I was like so amazed. Like your schedule, there are people learning piano at such late hours. So this is something quite impressive, right? So I believe that so far your schedule has been fully packed. What are some of your future aspirations and goals with Imperial Harvest?
So as mentioned just now that I recently bought a home, so maybe in the future a bigger home, a nicer home. That's something that I know that Imperial Harvest can help me from the Feng Shui perspective of how to choose a nicer home. So another thing is I'm also looking to hopefully set up some side ventures as well. So for that, I know that whenever I need to make certain decision, I can always give a call to Master David to ask for his advice as well. Probably a second kid. My wife has been talking about it, so I know that when it comes to things like 选名字啦, maybe like look at the parts and all those things. I also have Master David to count on as well. Yeah, I'm a very simple guy. Those are the things that's on my mind right now. But if the right things comes along, I know where to go to for advice. Yeah.
Would you recommend Imperial Harvest to your friend? And what would you say to your friend about Imperial Harvest?
I definitely would do that. So I would tell them that, just go and have a talk with Master David. That's all I'll tell them, because ultimately I feel that everything else will fall into place, because ultimately the experience that Imperial Harvest provides, and just have a talk with Imperial Harvest and decide for yourself. But I'm pretty sure that most of the clients would know that this is definitely something that will benefit their lives. Yeah.
We're very thankful that Reeves has taken the time to share his story with our audience. Imperial Harvest, we always pride ourselves for being a long time and lifelong client advisor, and so far, we have seen very, very tremendous growth from Reeves' personal journey. Whether is it his income growing consistently month after month after coming on board to Imperial Harvest, or be it even in his personal life. All this kind of small little, stories or anecdotes, you call it. What we call the small victories and triumphs that we celebrate with our client on a daily basis. Be it the big victories, the small victories, we are always there. And eventually, his business grew substantially, tremendously. And like what he mentioned earlier on, his level of financial success is not something common in his industry, but today he has risen to a level that he's very happy with, and now that he's also ready to embark on his side venture, we believe that Imperial Harvest will be there to support him and to work with him closely to guide him to find the next success in his career. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Ray, for participating. See you guys in the next video.